Uh, he started streaming already. You all can check in YouTube now.
Okay, can see the live stream.
So I'm gonna open the meet. Okay, everybody. So everybody get ready. Faiz, you can invite them in the group to join. Attention to all participants and speakers. Welcome to IET Industry Festival 2026, organized by UTM IET on campus. Our program will begin shortly in a few minutes. Kindly ensure that your microphone is muted throughout the session to avoid interruptions. Thank you and enjoy the program.
Assalamualaikum Prof. Suhana. Are you there?
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Assalamualaikum.
morning.
All of you are from which faculty? Mainly from FKE, is it?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Today for the morning session, 9:30 we are going to have alumni sharing session, but industry session will be the next year, tomorrow.
Yes, correct. That is correct. Prof. Suhana,
Yes, saya.
sebelum we start, I would like to ask Prof to mute the mic for a second.
To what?
I would like to ask Prof to mute the mic because we are going to start the session soon.
Okay.
Thank you, Prof.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. Salam UTM Sanjungan Bangsa. We are honored to have all participants, committee members, invited guests and speakers to joining us virtually this morning. Welcome to IET Industry Festival 2026, proudly organized by UTM IET on campus. My name is Muhammad Alif Ikhwan bin Muhammad Hazli and I will be your MC for today's program. IET Fest 2026 aims to bridge the gap between academic learning and industrial exposure through insightful sharing sessions from professionals and UTM alumni. Now, let us begin our virtual opening ceremony with our national anthem, Negaraku and Keunggulan Terbilang.
menjulang, keunggulan terbilang, kemercu jaya kita usaha, UTM puja letaknya, martabat keilmuan, cendekiawan beriman, cekal bersabar takwa, menara cita-cita. Kami anak kandung UTM Ripun bernaung, usaha kami bukti cintamu, kau bersana ilmu, keazaman, perjuangan, takwa dan iman, ke arah kecemerlangan, pengajaran, penyelidikan, penulisan, perundingan, perkhidmatan kepada watan. Di sini kami berdiri, setia pada janji, bermaruah berbudi bahasa, UTM sanjungan bangsa. Sanjungan bangsa.
Next, I would like to invite Faiz Farhad bin Badrun to lead the Doa recital.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi. Allahumma ta'ala hikmataka wa syara'ina. Allahumma ta'ala hikmataka wa syara'ina min khaza'i rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ya Allah, permudahkanlah urusan belajar dan mengajar kami. Berikanlah manfaat dan faedah agar dapat dijadikan khidmat bakti kami yang terlibat dalam program ini dikira sebagai amal soleh. Kami juga memohon kepadamu agar bakat dan kebolehan yang engkau anugerahkan kepada kami dapat kami gunakan untuk memajukan masyarakat dan negara kami serta dapat menyumbangkan kepada perkara-perkara kebaikan dan agama kami. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya kami memohon kepada engkau akan iman yang berkekalan, hati yang penuh khusyuk, ilmu yang memberi manfaat, keyakinan yang sebenar, amalan yang baik, bergiat dan berusaha dalam urusan agama, sihat dan kesegaran, tubuh badan yang sempurna, serta juga kami pohonkan kekayaan, harta benda, iman, ilmu dan kepribadian mulia yang lebih dari sekalian manusia. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you Faiz for the Doa recitation. I would now like to invite our Program Director Ahmad Shafiq Aimar bin Muhammad Arznil to deliver his opening speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to everyone. My name is Ahmad Shafiq Aimar bin Muhammad Arznil, and as the Program Director of IET Industrial Festival 2026, or more affectionately known as IET Fest 26, it is my absolute honor to welcome you all to this virtual gathering. Before we proceed, I would like to take a moment to express our sincere appreciation to our esteemed guests and industry partners. We are deeply honored to have representatives from Bridge Data Center, Ms. Y. Yi Lam, representative from ASEM, Mr. Luigi, and our distinguished alumni, Mr. Teo Chi Jin and Mr. Azwat Abid with us. Your presence and willingness to share your expertise are the cornerstones of this festival's success. I also want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our dedicated organizing committee, our program advisor, Dr. Sohana, for officiating this event, and Prof. Madia, IR Technologist Dr. Asrul Izam bin Azmi, External and Engagement Global Manager, for assisting us regarding external affairs. This program is the result of your tireless work, late-night planning, and unwavering commitment to excellence. It is because of this collective effort that we are all gathered here today. IET Fest 26 is not just another seminar. It is a strategic bridge built to connect our academic theories here at UTM with the vibrant, fast-paced reality of engineering industries. Our goal is to expand your horizons. Engineering expertise is no longer confined to manufacturing plants and infrastructure. Today, it serves as a vital foundation for innovation across diverse, fast-evolving global sectors. Over the next few days, May 16th, 17th, and 19th, we have curated a series of modules designed to sharpen your edge in the job market. Day 1, senior sharing sessions to give you a roadmap for life graduation. On day 2, there will be industry insights to help you understand to help you sorry for that. Day 2 we will have industry insights to help you understand the latest trends and challenges. And lastly, day 3 resume workshop titled Beyond the Classroom: Building Career Readiness to ensure you have the golden ticket to secure top tier job opportunities. To the to the 100 participants, well, for today is only around 30 participants, I encourage you to be curious, ask questions, and network. The knowledge shared by our guests is invaluable. With that, and with the phrase Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby officiate the IET Industry Festival 2026. Thank you, and I hope you have an inspiring session.
Thank you to our program director for the insightful speech. Next, I would like to invite our program advisor, Professor Madya, Technologist Dr. Suhana binti Muhammad Sultan, to deliver her speech.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. So this is on behalf of Associate Professor Dr. Rashidah, because she is the advisor actually, right, for the IET Fest. So I'm giving the opening speech. Yang bahagia representatives from Bridge Data Center and Advanced Semiconductor Academy of Malaysia, ASEM, respected industry partners, dedicating organizing committee from UTM IET on campus. And dear students, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. So it's a great pleasure to be here today to officiate the IET Industry Festival 2026, or IET Fest 2026. So I just get to know that it was introduced in 2021, because I remember I gave the opening speech also in the year of 2021. So that shows that this festival continue to grow, okay? And this year marks the 6th edition. So huge congratulations to all of you, to UTM IET. So IET Fest is more than just a program. It's a platform that connects classroom learning with real industry experience. So even though it is organized virtually, I hope you can get the same similar impact as how it was if it was in physical. It allows students to see how engineering knowledge can be applied beyond conventional industries, including creative, digital, and entertainment sectors. Engineering today is not limited to technical calculations only. So it's about innovating the solutions, solving problems, innovating the solutions, and adapting to new challenges. So through this festival, we hope to inspire students to explore wider career pathways and understand the importance of industry-ready skills. So over the next 3 days, we have 16, today is the first day, 17 and 19 of May. You participate in various sessions as what have been briefed by the director just now, to strengthen your professional growth. We are honored to have Bridge Data Center (BDC) sharing valuable industry insights, and ASEM conducting a resume workshop, right? A resume workshop to prepare students for future employment.
Doctor, it's the other way around. BDC will be doing the resume workshop. ASEM will be doing the career talk.
Okay, that's why. Okay, then when I look at the tentative, it's different. Okay, apologies for that. So we are also proud to welcome distinguished UTM alumni, including Mr. Teo Ji Chin and Dr. Azwat, who this one is from the faculty alumni, right? FKE
Yes.
alumni, who will share their career journeys and professional experiences. So these sessions are not only about gaining knowledge, they are about building confidence, professionalism, communication skills, and employability. So I can see about 30 plus students participating today. So your presence reflects your commitment. Tahniah, congratulations for your commitment to continuous learning and self-improvement. Sorry. The effort you make today will shape the opportunities for your future. I also like to congratulate the organizing committee led by Ahmad Shafiq Aimar for their dedication and hard work in making this program a success. The sixth program. So to all students, I encourage you to participate, engage actively because you don't have this all the time. So build a meaningful connections with your guests. You don't always get the industry to come to your program all the time. So take this opportunity to learn, network, and grow. With that, it is my deep honor to officially declare the IET Industry Festival 2026 open. Thank you, and I wish all of you a successful and inspiring festival. Thank you.
Thank you to our program advisor for her valuable speech and continuous support. Our honorable guests, Mr. Teo Chi Jin and Mr. Azwat, committee members, participants, and viewers joining us online, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. On behalf of the organizing committee, thank you for joining the opening session of IET Industry Festival 2026, organized by UTM IET on campus, University Technology Malaysia. This program aims to expose students to the engineering and technology industry while enhancing professionalism, innovation, and career readiness. We hope today's session will provide valuable insights, knowledge, and inspiration for all participants. Thank you and enjoy the program. We will commence the session at 9:30 a.m. While waiting for the speakers, audience are advised to have a drink, relax, and get ready for the next session. Thank you, audience, for your patience. We will start the next session kindly in a few minutes. I'm sorry to all audience. Currently, Mr. Teo Chijin is facing technical difficulties. I hope all can be patient. We will start the session as soon as possible.
Hello. Is my voice clear?
Yes, your voice is clear.
Shall I start now?
Wait, let let for now. Wait, Chijin. Wait for the MC to give his announcement speech.
Okay, let me know when it's ready. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin our first session for today. Transitioning from university life into the working world can be both exciting and challenging. Therefore, this session is specially designed to give students a clearer picture of life after graduation through real experiences shared by industry exposed alumni. Our first speaker is a respected UTM alumnus who will be sharing valuable insights, experiences during industrial training, and important advice for students preparing for their future careers. Please give a warm virtual welcome to Mr. Teo Chi Jin. Mr. Teo, the virtual stage is now yours.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I guess my voice is clear, right? Before I start my
Yes.
sharing, I would like to do an analysis before the sharing. May I know, is majority of the audience here are from engineering background, or they are students from science, maths, or other faculty? You may answer in the chat box. I can have a quick look. Let's see the distribution to better suit my presentation later. Can you just type what stream are you from? Engineering. Anyone of here heard my name before? Just would like to do a quick overview before we start the session. Okay, so I see some are from engineering, electrical engineering. Okay. Well, frankly speaking, in this session, I do not have an official slide, but I would like to share more on a general perspective. What should you prepare for now? Okay. And yeah, one more questions. Majority of the students here are from final year or third year or first year or even second year. Can you just type in the chat box? Let me just survey on the audience distribution. Okay, great. So let me know if my voice is clear because my network is not so stable today. Yeah. So let's do a quick overview. Let me share my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Can see my screen, right?
Yeah. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So especially I saw there are some from second year, third year. I guess this would be a valuable sharing for each of you. I would like to start my presentation with how you should prepare your resume. This is a very important session before you step into industry world. Okay, so as to let you know, there are many types of ways for you to design your resume. You can use Canva or any kinds of platform. So the platform I use to design my resume is on Overleaf. You may search this website on your phone or even a laptop. Why I prefer Overleaf over other platform is because Overleaf is actually a platform for the users to use a kind of programming, we call it as latex. So as for your information, there are I mean, these incoming first year students, they have a new syllabus where they need to grab the knowledge on LaTeX as part of their programming course. So LaTeX is a type of documentation. Imagine Microsoft Word. This one is totally equivalent to Microsoft Word, but with a better layout, better formatting. So where here you can, let's view on this part. So what should you put in your resume? The first thing you should put is a professional summary. For example, I'm a fresh grad from electronic engineering. So you have to briefly introduce who are you, which course are you from, then what is your experience, what are you expertise in. Yeah, I know, as a fresh grad, you don't have relevant experience in industry, but there are certain projects in the academic where it is relevant to industry. For example, taking a first year subject as example. So in first year, you might have some hands-on on the lab session. Even not, you might even have a project, a big project, especially for those from engineering. I guess every one of you should have taken a programming language. As you have know, programming is one of the fundamental skill sets in programming, no matter you are from mechanical, from electrical, from electronic. And yes, in the era of AI, now there's a very hot topic now, which we call it agentic AI. So agentic AI is one of the recent hot topic where one of the applications of agentic AI is to help you in vibe coding. So what is vibe coding? Right, vibe coding, you might have heard this term before or recently, right? So this is a very popular term where you are trying to code as a beginner, you totally do not have strong fundamentals on the syntax. For example, in engineering, the most prominent programming language that we would use is C++ or C language. So these tools are the very fundamental language for most of the engineering, right? Even you are from software engineering, computer science, you would have to know the fundamental of C. You need to know how to use the pointer and etc. So what if you do not have a strong background in programming? Right, so recently we have a term called vibe coding. So this would help you to code regardless of the programming language. Programming language to me is just a platform for you to convert your idea into a realistic output. So why I mentioned about this term is because this LaTeX is actually a kind of programming language which most students might not be familiar of, especially if you are from year 2, year 3, year 4, right? Because this one is a new syllabus to the incoming first year students. They have a chance to learn what is LaTeX. So LaTeX is comparing to students who just know Microsoft Word. LaTeX is a much better way which will upskill your professional standards in documenting something, especially your resume. So this resume is written in LaTeX. So left side is the code, is the syntax for LaTeX. So you don't really have to know how to write the LaTeX syntax, right? So we have a ChatGPT or Copilot or even some of the agentic AI, which can help you directly code the LaTeX out. What you need to provide is the idea, right? Imagine AI, it does not know who are you. So you need to provide some info. Maybe you are from electronic engineering, chemical engineering, or other engineering, even management. So you have to feed AI some details, let it convert into a writable syntax in LaTeX, right? So you can just search a resume. There are a lot of templates, especially engineering templates, or if you, let's say you are from management, they are also a relevant template for that. So why I prefer this over Canva is because, especially in the context of engineering, we do not really design the layout of our resume. It's more about the content. what we are trying to bring out to the interviewer, to the recruiter, how they evaluate is based on the content instead of a very fancy layout on Canva. So this one would be a very plain white paper resume. So what they will look into is your content. So what should you put in the content? Just now I mentioned professional summary. Apart from mention you are from which bachelor degree, you must also mention there are some keywords. Which project are you familiar with? Taking an example as a year 4 student. So year 4, you might have taken final year project or even in year 3. So you most likely you have to put this final year project and try to make your final year project as outstanding as it could be, right? So you have to, how to ensure, I mean, no matter what kind of projects you are doing, no matter it's a first year, second year, third year, fourth year students, in engineering, we always like to do a benchmark. Benchmark is what you compare your current work against the previous work. So you need to have a benchmark to see how many improvement is your current project is, in what context, in what area. Maybe, for example, your project is more power saving compared to the generation from which author, which project. So you have to do a specification by comparing between these two. So this would definitely catch the eyeball of the recruiter because they know you know how to distinguish yourself from others. It doesn't mean your final year project or any project have to be very excellent, but you need to show the benchmark comparison, right? Also, you have to bring out what you are passionate in. For example, you are stepping into the industry of semiconductor. So of course, you must have a passion in programming. Let's say in front-end design, you have to be very passionate in your programming language, in the design, in the calculation. You must show clearly all these capabilities in your professional summary. So this will let the HR or any recruiter knows you well in the first view. Also, next one, you have to look in the, of course, the things that you could put as a fresh grads or students in no matter which year you are from would be the education section. So what this education is trying to bring out is you might need to put some of the accomplishment that you are very confident with. For example, your CGPA, right? It doesn't mean you have to be a very perfect CGPA, okay? But you have to put some certain words. Let's say you are in a second upper the list. I guess I'm using the right term. So you might think, oh, compared to your peers, your CGPA might be slightly lower. I don't mean the CGPA is low. 3.0 and above is completely fine. But how can you, let's say you are in a position of 3.5, then how could you compete with peers in a CGPA of 3.8? Or let's say you are in a 3.8, then how could you compare with a peer from 3.9, right? So there are some points that you can distinguish apart from CGPA. CGPA to me is just a number, it's not everything. So of course here you would have to specify your relevant education project. For example, final year project, let's say you're in year 4. So in year 3, you might have undergone some big lab project. Example, capstone project. It's not necessary to, not necessarily every engineering they have a capstone project. They might have other kind of equivalent project. So try to make it as outstanding as possible. So the main important thing is your solution might not be the best, might not be very excellent, but you know how to sell your idea. A very Excel project doesn't mean that it's best in every technical term. What you need to bring out is you need to know how to convey the recruiter, right? So there are some key terms that you could, of course, attract the recruiter. let's say you are in second year, so you have some projects in your assignment, and let's say you are doing assignment, maybe you have a reference from your senior. Of course, you can just like take your senior's assignment as one of the reference. Then from here, since you have the baseline, your senior's example is a baseline. So what you could do is, of course, taking, let's say, 80% of your senior's work, then you have to put your own effort to make it become 101%. So of course, you have to add in additional things. So in the context of engineering, we are not trying to design something totally new, but we are trying to modify the current product or current output to become a better output. So it might be better in certain aspect, area, power, sizing, any kind of aspect is totally okay, as long as you can show the improvement, what differs your current project with the previous one. Regardless, it's just a simple assignment, it would totally be fine because you can spell out totally what is the difference between the current one and the previous one. Right? Next one, we will look at this one. So if you are trying to apply an internship, right? Or a fresh grad who is trying to apply a permanent position in a certain companies. So what you can do is taking an example as a year 3 students, right? Because I see there are some year 3 students here. They might they might be seeking internship around, right? I think maybe most of the engineering students, they might be seeking the internship in July. So what you have to, if you still haven't secured an offer now, so what you could do is you have to put a relevant engineering experience. Even you are not in industry, there are some engineering experience that would distinguish you from your peers. So what are the engineering experience or even from other courses like management? What you can do is, in the context of engineering, we have GitHub project. So what you need to do is just go to GitHub project. GitHub, it's just one of the example. Then search for the relevant projects search for the projects that is relevant to your course. For example, your course is about electronic. So definitely there are some programming projects that you could do or circuit design projects that you could do because you are not stepping into industry yet. So what you need to do is spend some extra time and look for this kind of project, because why I prefer GitHub is GitHub has already a very complete ecosystem. Most of the engineering projects will be so-called dumped into this GitHub. Everything is there. What you need to do is you need to refer other people's work. Understand what they are trying to do in a direction that you are comfortable and interested with. Then from here, of course, you can make use of the agentic AI. Agentic AI, what agentic AI is different from the chat GPT on the website is, agentic AI is actually an AI. Take an example, it can help assist you in coding. So you don't have to code now. You just download the whole GitHub project in your desktop. Then you have to, utilize this agentic AI as a package to further enhance. You can try to ask AI, what is this project about? What is the limitation? How could it be further improved? In what area? In what context? Of course, GitHub, the AI will definitely have a lot of idea, which is, there are many aspects that the current project can be further improved with. So what you need to do is go and grab some projects that you are comfortable and interested into, then prompt this project to the AI. Ask what are the aspects that can be further improved. Then from the list of the given by the AI, what you can do is you can refine which direction you are comfortable with, which improvement that you are comfortable with, or which direction that you think it might seek the attention from the HR or recruiter. So this is what you need to put in engineering experience. So do not think that you are in just a fresh grads or even an active student, right? You might not have relevant experience in industry, but this is what you can put, right? So don't try to, limit your project into just academic project. It could be an open project, because this will be a very a bonus to the HR, because they can see, even though you are not building the projects totally from scratch. Now we rarely have people doing everything from scratch, right? Doing from scratch is great. Of course, it will spend a lot of time because you need to bring up the whole framework there. But taking an existing project which is very matured, you can study, improve it in certain aspects. So this is what you can put in your engineering experience. Then imagine you have taken the internship. Of course, the internship would be a bonus. What you have to do during the internship, right? So you have to spell out each of the point, make it a very solid point, ask the AI to help you polish your grammar, make it look professional, consistent, and reliable. So this is what you have to do, right? So this template, for information, how you can search this template is you can just search overleaf engineering resume template. You don't have to use the template exactly as mine, but of course there are a lot of relevant resume here, which is very suitable for in the context of engineering or any kinds of regardless of the course you are from now, right? Unless today you are from multimedia or your background is about design, graphic design, then this one is a different story. Graphic design or any kind of design is totally a different story. That one you might use Canva AI to help you in designing your resume to make it look outstanding. But in our context, that is not so important. The important one is the body, is the content. So yeah, I prefer using the first few of these should be fine. Yeah, this should be fine because the template is there. What you need to do is just to replace this placeholder. This is what we call the placeholder with your exact content. You can just paste your content here. Okay, frankly speaking, I don't even understand much about this terminology, but what you need to do is just use it, get used to it. Okay, so next one. There are two differences between engineering experience and projects, right? So what we call the engineering experience is usually even you are in second year or first year, I would recommend you to take early internship, which we call voluntary internship. We call it VIT. I think UTM has a term called VIT. But as far as I know, there is no incentive for this year. But that's totally fine. Because in the past, UTM tends to give the students, I think, 500 a month, up to 2 months, with a maximum cap of 1,000 ringgit for students who secure their early internship in the industry. Right. So even you are second year, first year, you can try secure your internship. Right. Try to make it. During a semester break, in a long semester break, July to October. Of course, that definitely you have a lot of time there. So how you could spend wisely your time? Doing a part-time job is great. It's totally great. You can get some income. But if you are not so worried about money, you can try look for early internship. Doing early internship is not a way for you to earn money. It will enhance your horizon, how you can view the industry as a different view from what the academia offers you. Doing early internship will help you distinguish between you and your peers, because you have the early internship, especially, I mean, you are doing early internship is great, but of course you have to make sure the internship is relevant to your course. So let's say you are doing an engineering, any kind of engineering internship is okay. It's okay as long as it suits your interest, your field, your passion. That would totally be great, because you are passionate, you are happy, you are satisfied with what you are doing. So securing an early internship would be a very bonus to first and second year students, because this would be a very big plus, especially when you try to apply an official internship in third year, because you have the relevant you know how the industry looks like, you know what the industry standard is, no matter it's from SME or big MNC, is totally fine. Get yourself some early idea, early exposure. Of course, at this point, you might think you need to compare with your seniors in third year, right? Maybe you're in first year, second year. So how will you compare to a third year senior, right? They are looking for internship. Definitely their technical skill, their technical knowledge, their base knowledge is definitely better than a second year or even a first year student. This is usually the case. So what as a first and second year students that you can do to also do like an early internship is that, I know there are many juniors approach me like they want to do early internship in first, second year, but the difficulty they find is it's hardly to secure an internship in the industry. Then yeah, some even they secure, but the company does not pay allowance, right? It's very hard. I know it's very hard. But what I can suggest is, if it's very hard for you to do the internship in the industry, there is also another way that you might probably not have been thought of before. So this is how it works. Let's say you can't really secure an early internship, then you have a time and you are not lack of monetary financial issue. You can try to talk to your lecturer. Lecturer, usually they have industry grant. Industry grant is the industry, they pay them a certain amount of investment money, what they call investment. Then the lecturer has to, of course, deliver something back to the industry, right? Industry pay the lecturer some certain amount of grant. Then, of course, the lecturer in returns, it has to do some returns for the industry. So what you need to do is approach your lecturer. A good lecturer usually have a lot of industry grant. They have a lot of industry project. Talk to your lecturer, see if there are some vacancies in this kind of industry project. So yeah, of course, your lecturer might not be paying you allowance. In internship, we don't really pay salary. What we call the term is allowance. So lecturer might not be paying you allowance, but it's fine, provided that you don't have monetary or financial issue. Because the project from lecturer is actually from industry. So during the semester break, July to October, maybe spend 8 of the weeks. I mean, let's say if you're really passionate in doing early internship, I don't really recommend doing just 1 month. 1 month you can't learn too much thing, because maybe the first 2 weeks you are trying to understand what the project is about, what it's trying to do, what is the pro, what is the cons. Then until by the time you study and you understand, then you left only 2 weeks to execute your idea. It's totally very rushing and not so effective. So what I recommend you to do is at least secure 8 weeks of internship. So 8 weeks is just suffice the bare timeline of the whole project. Is the first 2 weeks you are trying to understand, then you can get yourself a month to execute the project. Then the last 2 weeks is for you to review your current work with your lecturer, what it can be further improved, right? So try to talk to your lecturer. A good lecturer, they have a lot of industry grant. Definitely you approach to them, talk to them do they have any vacancy in this project which suits your passion, your interest, your track? It's fine that you don't get any allowance. It's totally fine because it's still just a early internship, right? But here is what you can put inside your resume because you have a very solid point. You are not directly serving the industry, but you are assisting your lecturer in industry project. So this is how you can do it as well if you don't really secure an internship in the industry, right? Especially for first or second year students, because definitely there will be certain jobs that is totally suitable according to your expertise, no matter which year are you from. Definitely there will be, there will be. So try to talk to your lecturer. They definitely have a relevant project for you. So what you need to do is spend your 8 weeks at least in the long term break, sacrifice it, the daytime. So this is how you can make you better day to day. Then let's talk about the next section is about this publication. So publication is very important. I think it will be important for you and of course your lecturer to be, I mean, frankly speaking, this is one of the factors how your lecturer can upskill their position. For example, the more paper they publish, because there is a KPI for the lecturer to achieve in a year. They have to publish certain amount of papers. So if let's say you think your current work is very great, you are doing a benchmark and you find that your current work is much better than the previous work, even though your work is 90% covered by AI execution, right? To me, AI is just to help you to convert your idea into the execution phase. Yeah, you are the one who provide the idea. So even though the main projects 90% is covered by the AI, but as long as you understand what it's trying to do, it's trying to bring out, understand the core fundamental, talk to a lecturer. They definitely would like to publish paper as well. So the more paper you publish during your university year, it will be a plus for you. Because you are not just submitting assignment, projects, capstone as it is. You further look for extra opportunity presenting your proposal, your idea in a conference, journal, or any proceedings. So from there, of course, you would have a chance to talk to the industry experts, academic experts from other universities. So usually we have a conference like that. Yeah, try to talk to your lecturer, see if there is a chance. If you think your current work is great, there is a benchmark, it's great. I mean, it's fine that the idea is not from a completely built from scratch idea. It's fine. You are trying to refining an existing project. That's totally fine. As long as you can show clearly the benchmark, how you improve it, you can still convert your idea into a paper form. Talk to your lecturer. So they definitely would be happy to assist you because there is a KPI for them to hit as well in a certain amount of time, right? Yeah, so this one is basically what you need to do in the resume. I would recommend for a resume, keep it fit within 2 pages. 1 page is totally great. It would be even better if you can consolidate all your ideas in 1 page, because HR, they don't really have much time to look at that. So you can draft your ideas maybe in a 2 pages resume, then further confine it to become 1 page. 2 pages is fine, it's okay also. But if let's say you are able to cover all your ideas in 1 page, that would be the best. Because it clearly shows it's not it's not saying that, oh, you don't have much thing to write inside your resume. To HR in engineering, it's trying to convey that you know how to summarize all your 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, or even 1 year's degree in one single page. It knows you are very professional grade in summarizing all the ideas, understanding what you're trying to bring out. Yeah, this is what it is, right? Also, I would like to share one thing. I think that day two, there will be an organization which I'm very familiar with. Previously, I was working with them. So this organization is called ASEM, Advanced Semiconductor of Malaysia, Advanced Semiconductor Academy of Malaysia. So this is an institution. I would totally recommend you to join this program. I mean, I don't have any benefits with this organization, but this organization is purely an organization under the government to serve the NSS. Malaysia is trying to convert its vision from a back-end assembly and testing to a front-end design role, right? We are trying to move our production line to design line. So ASEM is one of the organizations parked under the government, especially under Selangor state government, to help nurture the talents in semiconductor. Say you are from electrical, mechanical, right? You might not have experience in too much in circuit. So this is an organization. Recently, previously it was known as another name, but recently they rebranded this one as ASEM. So this is also one of the pathway you can make your resume better, because ASEM, they do organize a lot of relevant engineering programs, not only for IC design, it's for other kinds of other kinds of engineering practice related to semiconductor, in conjunction in line with the NSS, which is the National Semiconductor Schemes by our government. So they have embedded system training, they have digital logic design training, of course, analog training. So they have this kind of training. Some of them even provide you complimentary expenses to oversee, for example, China, India. It's totally, would say, 99% free of charge. What you need to do, of course, is just to cover your bare expenses, because your meal allowance is covered, right? The accommodation is covered, learning environment, license to all are covered. The rest thing is just maybe your own expense, right? So they have this kind of program you can join, right? Because by joining this program, especially what I listed here, it will also help you to notify indirectly to the HR that saying that, oh, you are trying to look for some opportunities beyond the academy, right? You try to do some students exchange program in, I mean, it would be great, of course, in overseas, right? You go to China, India, or even in Japan in future of their future plan. Of course, this would be great. Yeah. So they not only have this kind of overseas program, they also have local program like National Semiconductor, or even some workshop. Try to join this kind of program. They are totally free of charge. Some of them are even online version. They just online, then you can just join online, try to see what they are trying to talk about, grab some learning there. Then not only this, I mean, you not just to be there, listen to what they're trying to bring out, then that's all, right? Because in this way, you can't learn much about it. What you need to do is execute them. So let's say you are joining an embedded system training, then the speaker, they give you some technical projects, then you join, then they teach you hands-on, right? Step by step until a final product. Then don't let it be just there. You can further upskill your level by further refining what you need to what you need to say, how to improve your current projects just beyond the level of the workshop, because in the workshop usually they can't teach you much about that. At most they can teach you maybe from 0% until 50%. 50% is just barely how a system can work. But how about the rest? The 51% to 100% is what you need your own effort to further enhance it, make it become a project that is marketizable. You can sell to the market. That is the best. Okay. And product which can sell to the market is a good product, because there is a need, there's a demand there. People value your innovation, your creation. So this is what you need to do. And further on that, on top of that, I would also like to share how you can manage your time. Right? How you can manage your time. As a university student, you have 4 years of degree life. It's not too long, it's not too short. But you can optimize this in a way that you can balance between your life, study, and work. Balance each of them. 20% would spend to your life, you hang out with your friends, enjoying the life. Then what about the rest? So the rest would be how you define your life after the graduation. Apart from the projects at least now here, right? You also have to maintain a good CGPA. Despite I was saying that CGPA is just a number, but it's a ticket for you to grab the interview ticket. It's a ticket for you to grab the interview entrance. You have to secure, further enhance your CGPA, right? Not just focus about the projects. CGPA is somehow important, because with a good CGPA, you will get a much better chance. And in some industry, say you have a first class, you don't have to be a perfect CGPA, it's totally fine. But a first class, usually they will provide more allowance than that. Try to maintain your CGPA above first class. As I know, in the context of engineering, I'm not sure about other courses, but engineering, most of the subjects that I have experienced it, they have similar pattern. So what this engineering does is, there is a pattern there. You have to identify what is the pattern, then you can apply the pattern to solve the questions. The exam questions to me is quite repetitive, because the exam usually can only be scoped within the textbook. Yes, of course, we have some concepts related to K-part, K-part, but they can't really extend much about that. No matter how, the answer will still be scoped within the box. It can't be totally out of box at all. So how you can maintain a good CGPA is you have to do, of course, a lot of past year, right? I know that there is some difficulty, especially in the past, where they have the past year, but they don't have the answer to it. Then how, right? So it's very troublesome, I understand, especially when my first year entering the university, that time ChatGPT was not even there yet. ChatGPT was not even there yet. So we don't really have this AI assist. What I can recall that time is just the chat, CHEGG chat, or Course Hero, or all the other kinds of this homework assist. Not much about that. Yeah. So with the era of AI, right? Of course, I know that AI has some limitation, especially in a complex engineering problem. That's why AI can't replace you. You as the engineer, You are the one who define, who guide the AI what to do. AI is not here to replace you, but AI is here to assist you and make you better. And you might find that, oh, you ask this ChatGPT, you snapshot the whole questions to it, ask it to analyze this circuit, then ask it to give you answer. Then you think, hey, seems like the answer is not what you are trying to expect, right? Of course. So this, even with AI now, the answer is still not there yet. It's not reliable. It's not convincing. You cannot be persuaded with an answer. Right? So what you have tried, what you can do is try to build your relationship with your senior. Of course, your senior might have, I mean, not beyond my course, they have other courses which partial answers, the solutions are very limited. Try to approach your senior, because I know that lecturer, most of the lecturer, they won't give you the solution. They want you to find the solution yourself. The most they can give you is the partial question, but they don't really give you solution. Then you don't know how to do. Then when you face this question, I don't know how to do. That question, I'm also stuck. Then another question, I'm not confident with how I can solve it. Right. So try to take a step back, think about it. What you can do when you face an issue you don't know how to solve. This is also what the industry values. Well, yeah, to engineering, every day is a new challenge. They have a new problem coming. Then, especially in the industry, the problem is not like exam. It's not repetitive. It's totally different issue with what you might seen today and yesterday. So take a step back. Think what you can do with your current status. And a good engineer does not mean he or she has to be the smartest guy. Yeah, engineering is about teamwork. Build your relationship with your peers, with your seniors. They are the one who will be assisting each other to get this through along the way. Build a good relationship with your classmates, with your seniors. Talk to them. Do you have the solution? I might face this difficulty in this issue, but I know how to solve this problem. Then you try to exchange the solution with your peers. Try to form a study group, which consists, there will definitely be some smart guys among your peers. A guys who is very smart, who know how almost everything. Try to be friend with them, right? Try to be friend with them. Understand how they think about that solution. Then I believe you will start notice a pattern there, because the past year in UTM, as far as I know, it's just there will be a pattern there. It totally won't be out of scope. Some questions in certain years are hard, but they are not hard as it's supposed to be. Right? So there is a gap there. Then build a relation with your classmate, with your seniors. Definitely they have the answer, especially for a question just coming out in the last year. Your senior would most probably would have stored the solution, despite the lecturer is not giving you. Then another one is, let's say you can't really find a solution, your senior don't know how to solve these questions, and you know these questions might be coming out, right? Then your peers also might have stuck just like you, they don't know how to solve it. Then who is the one that can further help you? Of course, you may consult your lecturer. But think of this way. They, of course, cannot tell you the direct solution, especially for the questions that will be totally the same coming out, because this would consider as breaching, right? Just leak the questions out. So they also want to secure their job. Else later, others might complain this kind of unprofessional attitude, right? So what I would suggest you tweak a bit your questions. Tweak a bit the way how you ask your lecturer. Maybe the question is asking you to find this parameter with a certain amount of the questions will give you certain amount of information that you need. Then you need to ask you to find this parameter, calculate it. So you try to tweak your questions, which is in fact the same as the questions that the question is trying to ask you. Then you consult a lecturer. What if this way? Why is that? Then you must at least show your effort. Show how you try to solve it, not just ask the lecturer how to do this, how to solve that. You show your solution, despite your solution might be wrong, might not be the one, but that's totally fine. You show what your effort is. Whenever this is very important, when you ever try to consult others to assist you in something, you need to show your effort. List down what you have done, what is correct, what is wrong, then seek for their opinion. They would be more happy to assist you as long as you provide your own inputs. Right? So providing your own inputs definitely would help you to understand better the questions. You know what you don't understand. You know what you might have been missing out. You let's say in this context, you don't know how to calculate the width of the transistor given a certain amount of parameters. Even though you are referring to the slide, you still don't really get the idea how to solve this one. Right? No, because sometimes it's not even our issues. It's because the slide is too general. The slide usually they just tell you the theory, then just give you one or two examples. Then in the exam, the questions is come out totally different. But take a step back. If you refer to questions in the past more few years, let's say 3 years, 4 years before that, you'll notice there will be a pattern there. There will be a pattern there. Even though the most difficult subject, taking a subject that most electrical, electronic, mechatronic, or biomedical engineering would fear of would be the electromagnetic theory, what we call EMT. You might have heard this subject before, maybe from your senior, your peers, right? But to me, I think it's hard because you have to imagine it. You sometimes you can't imagine how the architecture looks like, how the illustration looks like. Then you're very confused with the questions because this subject has a lot of assumption being made. But say you take a step back, you refer the questions in the past 2, 3, 4, even 5 years, then you'll notice there will be some overlap pattern. I'm not saying the whole question is the same, but for a certain questions, there will be overlapping there. Let's say question 5 in last year is same as the question 4 3 years before or 4 years before. Maybe they just tweak some numbers, tweak the way they ask you. Maybe this year they ask you to find parameter A, given this amount of information. Then the question is 3 years before, they ask you to find parameter B, given this amount of information. So there is a pattern there because the solution, I would say the step is the same. What you need to do is reverse engineering, reverse some order for you to calculate that. Engineering is about reverse engineering. Yeah, sometimes this is the trick, how we treat in the industry. Because in the industry, some of the cases, and also majority of the cases, we will apply reverse engineering. We try to, let's say this method can't solve, we try to revert again, revert the order, revert the sequence, then somehow there will be a solutions there. Also, there is a fun fact. Say totally the question is totally unsolvable. Take a step back. You don't look at that questions. To me, I also face some questions that I am not familiar with and I'm not confident with. Even consulting my peers, the smartest one in my in my course, right? My coursemate. Also, we could not find a best solution for this. So take a step back, rest, take a rest. Don't look at that questions anymore. What I would suggest you do with some questions that you are confident with. Because when you are trying to do a lot of past year and you find, hey, this question I don't know how to do. Then next one, also the questions I don't know how to do. You lost your confidence. You must boost your confidence. How to boost your confidence? By doing the questions that can gain you some confidence, which is the questions that you are familiar with. Okay, so try to whenever you start some questions for you are stuck in consecutive questions that you can't solve or you are not familiar with, go and do some questions that you are confident first, because from there you do for some time, then you can gain some confidence. What you need is the confidence, because if you lost confidence, you will totally think that this subject is very boring. You don't know how to solve this, then you just leave it there, because you would not even look at the questions that you might know how to solve. So try to reverse the way you do it. If you can't solve this, try to find some questions, especially the first few questions would be the easier one. Do the questions from the last year, 2 years before, 3 years before. Gain some confidence there. If you lost your confidence, you won't even proceed with the few of the rest of the past year questions. I'm talking in a context where you don't have a solution then. Of course, it would be the best that there is a solution for each of the past year available, right? So that's what I'm trying to practice, providing the past years with solutions to the generations after me. Because by providing this one, you will also understand how the fundamental works. The more past year you do, you definitely would solidify your understanding. When you step inside the exam hall, the first question you look at it, definitely there will be a confidence there, because you are very familiar. Your speed of solving that question is very smooth. Then for the questions that you are not familiar with, you would have ample time to look at it, right? So I'm not saying if let's say you are facing a questions that you know how to solve it, then you skip it in your past year exercise. That might not be a correct way, because even though you know how to solve it, you also need to solve it. By solving it, you would have familiarized yourself with the steps. Then by the time you step inside the exam hall, when you solve the questions, you boost your confidence. You just directly solve it in a very short time. Then the rest of the time would be ample enough for you to think of those real hard questions. So this is what is supposed for you to be when you are sitting for an exam to boost your CGPA. Right? So I would also like to share, apart from these, there are some questions that is out of syllables. Let's say you have taken a subject A. So in subject A, they have this amount of questions that is within the scope. Then in the questions, maybe in the last 3 years, it might be not in your scope anymore. So why is this happening? most of the cases is that question is not inside your scope is because they have moved it to a higher level. It's not saying that you that question is not coming out anymore and you won't face this problem in your degree life anymore. I think that the recent university syllabus, they really have upskilled their standard. Why I'm saying so is because they are trying to migrating some of the subjects in the past. Let's say this subject A supposed to be in the 4th year, but they directly migrate this subject into the 2nd year. Then of course you will be panicked because it might be out of your scope, right? I mean, it was supposed to be a standard who can solve by a 4th year student, but now they are trying to move it to 2nd year. So one of the reason is because of the industry request, I would say. Because industry requirement is changing day to day. University itself also plays a role to bridge between the academia and also the industry. They also will have to upskill their standard, their syllables along the years so that your standard is on par with the industry standard. So those industry, I mean, in the industry, they have a certain kinds of policies or standards, or they may become a course and they introduce it to your 4th year. So that's why they migrate your 4th year subject to a 3rd year or even 2nd year, because there are new subject introducing that. So you wouldn't have to, I mean, it's totally impossible for you to secure a credit more than 21 credits, right? The most you can take is 21 credit in each semester. So of course, what they need to do is combine 2 subjects into one. Then they have some extra gap there, extra credit there. Then they will replace with the industry subject, industry relevant subjects. So this is what UTM is trying to do. I strongly see that UTM is a very good university. Whenever the students say in the, I'm taking this as an example. Say, so I have one experience in doing my internship with Intel. So this program is actually a program which provide the students insight on IC design, how they can design, code their logic, code a hardware logic, so-called we call it RTL. This is not a logic which is totally different from the software language like C, C++. So from here, this program is actually a government program, although it's under Intel, but the behind is sponsored by the government. Each year, government will sponsor the license fee for the industry to further push and nurture the young talents. And from here, this program, I saw that, wow, there are more than hundreds of candidates. I mean, during the application, we have, I think, they have received more than 800 applications in my batch. 800 applications. Then in the end, 133 candidates are secured, if I'm not mistaken. So among the 133 candidates being secured to this Intel Elite program, is that I start to talk to the peers from other universities. So the lecturer, there's a speaker there, which would convey the training for 5 weeks. Then from here, I strongly see that UTM has the standard there. Why I'm saying so? Because UTM lets the student have early exposed to the tools that will be used in the industry. In the industry, there we have a lot of software which is very expensive, but UTM is one of the minority universities that have the software license, which is very expensive. And we call this license specifically EDA, Electronic Design Automations Tool. So before the internship, in the coursework design, there is a must for the students to undergo this program. I mean undergo these lab projects to get a hands-on how to use the software. What is the software is trying to do? Eventually, this is a very, I think this is a very funny things I would like to share. In your 4 years of degree, you learn about calculation. You keep calculating this parameter, that parameter from the first year until the last year. But industry, we don't really calculate. I mean, we do calculate, but this kind of calculation that we learn in the degree has a lot of assumption being made. They assume this condition, this calculation, this formula can work. But in that scenario, your calculation might break. So calculation is not the case in industry. So we have a software, which this software helps you to calculate according to your scenario. So per scenario, there will be a certain calculations which will fit that scenario so that your calculation would not break. So when you get step into the industry, you don't really calculate, but you use the tool to help you calculate. The tool is much smarter than us, much faster than us in calculating this parameter, that parameter. Totally, exactly, much faster than each of us. But in the university is that they try to enhance the way how you think, right? So in the coursework design by the UTM, year 3 students will have early exposures to get use on the tools. UTM has the licenses for the students. So they know how to use it. Then by the time they step into the industry, it's not too challenging for them to adapt for the first few days. While there are other students from other universities, they don't get a chance to hands-on on these software tools, which we call EDA. Then, of course, they will struggle. Of course, in the end, each of us definitely will need to help each other to get this through. But what I want to try to bring out is that the course designed by the UTM is on standard. As what I can see is that when they step into industry, in the relevant industry, I'm not saying that you are in Bachelor A, then you step into industry you step into the field of industry B. Then
I'm sorry
yes,
to interrupt, Mr. Teo, but
yes.
you only have another 5 minutes for your session, and then we will proceed with the Q&A session. Is that okay?
Okay, no problem. Okay, so yeah, let me conclude what I want to say is that, so if let's say you don't have what I want to try to bring out is that when the course is well designed, right? So I strongly believe that by the time you step out to the industry, having the internship with others, then you start to see the standards gap there. Right, that's why UTM is known as one of the best engineering in Malaysia. I'm not saying around the world, that definitely won't be happen in soon, right? So strongly apply the knowledge that you have learned in the academic, try to convert it into industry view. This is what I want to say. So of course you can connect me with on my LinkedIn. Okay, on my LinkedIn. So on my LinkedIn, there will also, one thing I missed out just now is that you also need to bring up your LinkedIn page, because in your resume, there's a section for you to put your LinkedIn, right? So you have to beautify your LinkedIn. So this one will be the last point that I want to share with you. Whenever you have some achievement, no matter it's in the project achievement, academic achievement, any kind of achievement that you think there is a value for you to post, especially you can benchmark this and that, your current status versus the previous status. Beautify, share it on the LinkedIn. So we can, of course, connect each other on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, right? So I can share with you the analytics here. I guess you can see my screen, right? So if you can post something which is very meaningful, then the analytics here, the numbers here would definitely be great. So my highest record for this LinkedIn was, I think, up to 50,000 post impression in the past, right? So how to achieve this is that you need to impress others. Not necessarily you are the best, but you know how to convey your idea. You talk to each other, you build your relation, connect with others, so other people will see you. Then you will definitely have more opportunities, even though we might not be the best, right? So try to beautify your LinkedIn. And of course, you can connect me with on LinkedIn. You can see how I do my posting, create the content, the key points that I always share with the public. So try to get a connection with me, and yeah, you can get some reference. Definitely, I guess this would definitely be helpful to you. Yeah, that's what I want to conclude.
Thank you very much, Mr. Teo Chijin, for the inspiring and insightful sharing session. We truly appreciate your valuable advice and experiences shared with all participants today. We are now open for a Q&A session. Please feel free to ask any questions in the comment section.
I've got a question myself. Hello, Mr. Teo. Oh, wait, never mind. There's a question by Hong Yi. He asked, in the industry, is the AI co-pilot self-hosted with servers using open models? He asked Mr. Teo.
Hi, can you hear me? Is my voice clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Yeah, so let me share about the perspective in AI, right? So AI is a very hot topic right now in the industry. So one, this agentic AI is different from the conventional ChatGPT is. In the ChatGPT website, you just ask it a question, then it returns you an response, an output. That's all. No further refinement. Then AI Copilot, so-called the GitHub, GitHub Copilot is actually a vendor. You imagine, tell you a short story on this is, this AI Copilot is, this one is a vendor that provide you to do vibe coding, which means in your environment, for example, VS Code, you can install the GitHub Copilot extension. From here, this will be a vendor, and here you can select multiple models. For example, ChatGPT 5.4, CloudOpus 4.6, CloudOpus 4.7, or other kinds of models. So you get to choose several kinds of model in this environment, not necessary to be in the VS Code, Visual Studio Code. It also can be in the terminal. So you install this with this extension, then you can switch the model. select the effort it asks you to ask. And the question is that, is it self-hosted by server? So it depends of course, in industry, the data has to be encrypted, which means the conversation between me and the AI itself is kept within our server. It won't be leaked out because there will be a package which is different with the individual package. In the business or enterprise package, this one is totally encrypted, where there will be a firewall there. The conversation and the inputs provided by you to the AI is totally encrypted within the ecosystem, which will not be leaked to the vendor. Of course, Copilot, GitHub Copilot is one of the vendor. There are other vendors like Cloud Code. So Copilot is you imagine like Tesla. Tesla can autopilot help you assist in auto driving, right? So Copilot is like autopilot, where you don't have to code. You just have to give it a prompt, a very detailed prompt. It can help you to run for the past for a few days, and eventually you get your projects done. So the models are not open. It's not the same. The model is the same as what public can access, but the data is totally encrypted within the firewall. I saw next. Can see next questions.
For
It's
the next
about-
question is by Faiz Farhan. He asked, what would your advice be for students that are not as academically successful in their field, especially when finding a pathway after graduating?
Okay, so taking an engineering as an example, CGPA is not a final number upon graduation. Of course, there are other metrics, as I mentioned in the resume sharing just now. So you can join programs like ASAM. So what this ASAM does is that they will provide the training to you. Of course, they also have a strong connections with the industry, even though the CGPA might not be as high as maybe first class, but it's fine that you show your passion by joining relevant programs which they have a strong connection with the industry. Then from this program, this is the platform for you to perform. You perform well, asking some relevant questions, doing well in the projects, scoring well in the projects that given by you during this assessment, then definitely you will also secure an equivalent amount of chance as other peers who have a good CGPA but they don't like a skill or join this kind of program, right? So this one is another pathway. Especially you are in the track in semiconductor, because our government, they want to nurture the young talents. Their aim is to train up to 50,000 of engineer in the next 10 years, right? So there is a chance there. What you need to do is actively joining the projects, even though you are not as confident in your academic. Project will be your bonus point to spell out your whole personality to the HR or recruiter.
Okay, on to the next question by Lu Hao Jun. He is a third year student and he is interested in the GSEP program. He sees that the duration of GSEP is between third year internship period and part of lecture period. Should I continue apply for GSEP? He asks.
Oh, for your information, this what we call a GSAP program, right? They have GSAP is an international global program. G stands for global, and they have another program is NSAP, which is national within Malaysia lah. This program is mainly targeted for the final year students. So like Farhan asked the questions, they might not, there are some students who might not be academic well, but this kind of program by ASAM, they are trying to bridge between the industry and academic. Beyond the university. University, of course, this is totally a new concept or new platform. Unlike the past few years, we only bridge between university and the industry. So now we have a third party, which is also this third party is under the government to bridge the gap between the university, because GSAP, or I mean what we call ASAM, is an academic which oftenly actively host the program related to the industry, and they trying to seek some students from the university. So in your third year, there might not be a chance there for you to join the GSAP. Of course, the person in charge, Lucas from GSAP, he will be more expertise in this. He's from ASAM. You can consult further information from him. But for this program, as far as I know, is for fourth year students. So what you can do as a third year student is that there are equivalent workshops, online platforms, other kinds of trainings, which is a short training, lasts for 2 to let's say 2 days or 1 week in the past, based on my experience. So for this GSAP is mainly targeting for the final year students, because they are trying to get into industry soon, maybe in just the next 2 or 3 months. Right now it's already May. They are graduating in July, expected to start their job as soon as August or September. So this program is specifically tailored for fourth year students, and definitely as third year students that you might be taking internship. So there might not be a chance. Of course, there would be a discussion there in the past where trying to seek for solutions whether this kind of program can be treated as part of your internship, right? So for further details, of course, you can consult Lucas on tomorrow's session. But as for this year program, I don't see there is lah. It's still specifically tailored for fourth year students. For third year students, workshops and other training programs will definitely suit your current status.
Okay, I think, is that it, Mr. Teo?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that will be the last question for this session due to the time constraints. So we will now have a photography session with Mr. Teo.
All right, so for all participants, I would like you all to open your camera so that we can see all of you. And Mr. Teo, if you're feeling up to it, you can also open your screen.
Oh, so
If you're
can you
up to
give
it.
me a minute? Let me try to switch my device. I think my current device is not enabling the camera.
Oh, no worries.
Is it enabling?
No, Mr. Teo.
Maybe I try my phone. Is that okay?
Oh, sure, Mr. Teo. We can see you. All right, perfect. So the slide hasn't changed. All right. So, okay, on the count of 3, I want you guys to smile. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let me take one more. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you so much. That would be it for the photography session.
Okay, so thank you for this session. For the questions I missed, maybe you can contact me via my LinkedIn or WhatsApp me. Yeah, let me put my details on the chat box so you can further contact me there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Teo Chijin. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a short break before continuing with our next session. We hope everyone can take this opportunity to refresh, grab some water, stretch a little, and prepare yourself for the upcoming session ahead. We kindly remind all participants to remain in the platform and be ready to continue once the break session ends. The program will resume shortly. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is fine. We're gonna start the session a bit late as Mr. Azwat is having some technical difficulty as well. Thank you. Um, we just got an information from Dr. Azwat, who will be here in about 2 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now continue with our second session for today. Our next speaker is another distinguished UTN alumnus who will be sharing his journey, experiences, and professional insights regarding career preparation and the realities of working life after university. Without further delay, please join me in welcoming Mr. Azwat to our virtual stage. Mr. Azwat, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me to this event. And Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. So today we'll be talking about quite a number of things, inshallah. As far as the background is, just focus me. No need to focus on the the slides. It's okay. We can talk about slides later on. So a little bit about the background about me. So I finished my studies from UTM in mechatronics engineering in 2019, and I alhamdulillah got the Chancellor's Award at that time. I was dean's listed every single semester, and just to give you a quick brief about me, so I think that would be useful. So yeah, so this is a little bit about me. You can see from here, Alhamdulillah, it has been a very long journey for me. And Alhamdulillah, I couldn't have asked for anything more. So starting journey, Alhamdulillah, started from UTM. I've done a lot of things there. Dean's listed 3.91, first class, Alhamdulillah. These are all good. By the way, I'm not showing this to you so that like I can brag. There is no point of me bragging. Let me be very clear, because there is nothing that I need to prove to you guys. The reason I'm telling this to you guys so that you can get an idea of who I am and what I have been through. So at the end of the day, when I'm giving you some advice about study, about industry, about life, you can decide on whether that makes sense to you or not. Because each one of us have a very different shoes to wear. And all of us go through the life very differently. Now, if we keep on comparing ourselves with each other, we are going to have a miserable time. But sometimes it's good to know, to understand why someone took a decision. Why did they choose that particular path? Why? Why not something else? Sometimes your friend will do something that will make no sense to you whatsoever. But most of the time, the issue that happens is we are only focusing on from our lens, but we don't think of what they are going through. So I'm giving you a little bit of the background about myself, so you can decide what resonates with you. And as far as the advices are concerned, take what's useful for you. If you find something, an advice that doesn't relate to you, feel free. You don't have to take it. And I completely understand. Okay. So UTM, Alhamdulillah, it has been a wonderful time. I was the president of the debate club, vice president of Club Dipikir, and I was the head of division for UNESCO Club UTM. Joined 79 events in 4 years, 18 awards, 18 unique awards, and Alhamdulillah, I have a lot of championships as well. Afterwards, I went to Vitrox Corporation Berhad. So of course, you guys will know Vitrox by now. The thing about Vitrox is it was a very interesting thing. I'm gonna explain in details more because you're gonna understand why I did what I did. Because some of the decisions that I made were quite radical and not the normal way of thinking. But we are gonna go through them one by one. So for the R&D job that I got it like without applying actually. So they found me, the HR found me from LinkedIn, and then they approached me. The question is, how did they find me? Why would they even bother finding me? Like, what's special about me? Honestly speaking, I won't say I have something very special. The thing is, I just try to understand early on what kind of struggles or hurdles or tasks do I need to tackle. And I try to do that way ahead. For example, normally when you think about LinkedIn, can I see how many of you are second year students? Can I see a raise of hand of how many of you are second year students? I can see 1, 2. How many do we have? Bismillah. 2. Okay, thank you. Can I see how many from third years? Third year? Okay. The rest of you, are you guys here? Okay, fourth years. I can only see one. Okay. Only 1% from fourth year. So, like, do we have first year students? First years. Okay. It looks like we have a mix. Okay, we have a lot of first years. Great. Thank you. So we have a lot of first year students. That's great. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of the understanding of how I approach this. Because the normal approach is you're going to start studying at UTM. Your faculties or your lecturers and your professors are going to tell you how you're supposed to navigate through it. And maybe you're going to talk with a few few of your seniors, and that's it. But that's not the best way of approaching it. For the Chinese community, like when I was at UTM, I don't know what's the situation right now. You guys have a very good bonding with your seniors, which I really appreciate and I applaud. So that's great for you guys. But even then, one of the things that we always forget is we can always learn from people who are making mistakes. You'll be like, hold on, what am I talking about? Here's the thing. Have you ever gone to an exam, final exam? Like tomorrow is your exam. The night before you're studying and you're just wondering, I wish I had one day more, just one day more, and everything would change. We have all been there. We have all wanted that one day. I just wish I had like 24, okay, not 24, just 12 hours. I can finish this. But the question is, you had a lot more time. How come you never did it? And the history repeats itself. Every single semester, every single exam, you think, I'm going to study again. I'm going to do the best next time. That next time never comes. The issue is not that you don't want to study. We have a lot of mismanagement, and the way our brain works is very funny. Sometimes we think we can do a lot more than we can actually do, and that can really mess us up. So one of the ways I solved this particular problem, yes, sure, you can have task management, you can plan early on, and that's for a semester. Maybe your final exam is on like 2 months later, you start studying now and you say, okay, I'm going to study on these blocks and I can finish everything. Fine. I am talking about planning 2 to 3 years ahead. How do you do that? First years, second years, third years, doesn't matter. You should be going to fourth year presentations. You guys know that your the final year projects for your seniors or the capstone projects for your seniors, go for those events. Go for those events, see what they are doing right now. Because it doesn't matter whether you're a first year or a second year or a third year. If a first year student, this is what I did. In my first year, I went to the fourth year event and I tried to figure out what are they learning, what did they implement, what technologies did they use. Did I understand the technologies? No. Did I know any programming language in my first year, in my first semester of UTM? No. Then what did I do? I just tried to figure out what are the keywords. What do I don't know? What is it that I have no clue about? What do I need to learn if I want to be that fourth year senior? And because I planned from my first year and I went to those events, I tried to figure out, okay, they are using Arduino. A lot of the people are using Arduino for automation in their fourth years. My seniors are using that. Okay, you know what? I should be learning that too. But in my first year, how am I going to learn it? Go for the Arduino workshop. So I went to the Arduino workshop. There's only 2 people who are first years. Rest of them mostly are third and fourth years. But the point was, because I went there and I started to learn, because I started to get exposed way early on, I had a lot more time. It wasn't my fourth year that I started to learn. It was my first year. And if I start to learn in first year, I have 4 years. While if one, let's say, for whatever reason, my fourth year senior might have started learning Arduino in their fourth year. So if you can actually start to go to the events of senior students and see what they are learning, that will help you out tremendously. Now, coming back to the point of LinkedIn, in my second year, I went to a workshop for fourth years. It was a professional workshop of how to get connected, like how to get jobs, stuff like that. So in 2017, I'm talking about 2017, it's like 9 years ago, yeah? So what happened was I went to the event, okay, they can't register me because I'm not fourth year, I can't register. So I emailed them. I really want to join this event. I just want to see what they're learning. Is this okay? Is it okay if I join? And they're like, sure, why not? Come. And I went there. I'm the only, I'm the youngest guy there. There's all fourth years and me second year, or the one and only second year. But the point was, I was learning what they were learning in fourth years. Now, LinkedIn is not some like, it's not rocket science that I need to learn it in fourth year. I can learn it in second year anyway. And because I went there, I got all the tips that they were getting, and I made my account, my LinkedIn account, in second year. So what did I do? There, they told us you have to make a lot of connections. I'm like, okay, how do I make a lot of connections? Okay, I know a lot of people in UTM. I know a lot of my lecturers. There are a lot of alumni that we have. Why don't I connect with them? Easy connection. People who think alike like to connect. And if you're even from the same university, that shows that you guys are on the same level, inshallah. So a lot of the people were accepting my connections. So because I made it in my second year and I started to revamp my LinkedIn again and again and again, by the time I was in fourth year, by the time I went to the same workshop with my friends in fourth year, I already had 2,000 plus connections. So this was not a competition. I'm not on the same level right now because I already made all these connections. So while my friends were just starting to make their LinkedIn profile in fourth year, I already have 2,000 connections. And because I was doing this early on, if you search students from UTM, guess whose name is going to pop up first? Mine. So these are the tips you can get. Like, so this is one trick that I used and it was very useful. So alhamdulillah, I got the job there. They invited me. Of course, I went through the interviews and everything, and it went very well. I started working there right after I finished my studies. I still remember I signed the documentation, like the contract that yes, I'm going to join Vitrox from Tamanyu at one of the stationery shops. I still have that pen. This is the pen that I used to like sign for the Vitrox application at that time. It has a lot of memories. So I joined Vitrox. It was a wonderful thing for me, and I learned a lot from them. Vitrox, if any of you have the opportunity to work at Vitrox, personally, I would recommend. The people are really nice. That's the most important thing, because these are the people that you are going to meet every day. And if you don't like them, that's troubling. And the people at Vitrox were very helpful to me. This was my team. At that time, I also joined a lot of external events as well. So this was CPPCon. This is like the C++ conference worldwide. I was one of the volunteers for that. Toastmasters, while at Vitrox, I also joined Toastmasters, and I was club level champion, area level champion, division level champion, and for the district level, I was third place among 4,200 participants. NASA Space App Challenge, we got top 10 out of 165 teams. I was with I was a fire warden for the Vitrox emergency response team. Blah blah blah. I did a lot of stuff at Vitrox as well. From Vitrox, I went to Canada. Now here I want to say something particular. Okay, by the way, guys, if you guys have any question on any particular thing, because I speak quite fast and I might be just going through, if you have a question, you can just put it on a chat box. We can see it later on, or you can note it down and you can mention it at the very end. Inshallah, I'll try to answer all your questions. Excuse me. So while at Vitrox, I was having a wonderful time. The project that I was doing, it was very impactful and I really loved it. But one thing that bothered me that I must talk about, and that's something I want all of you to take lessons from. It was after like 1 year staying at Vitrox. I'm having a wonderful time, getting paid very well. My house is like right next to the sea. Like I can see the entire Penang Bridge and the like entire sea from my balcony with no obstruction at all. In the morning, I can see the sun rise from the mountains with no obstruction at all. I had a really nice place that time, mashallah, alhamdulillah. I had everything that I could ask for. Like just a few days ago, back then, I got my Chancellor's Award. Like from among 4,400 graduates, I was the top 2. Chancellor's Award, people were applauding me. I got a good job. I'm joining lots of events. I'm having a wonderful time, you might think. But guess what? Even after all those, even after all the things that I learned, even after all the experiences, all the fame, all the money, all the possible things that I could have asked for, I felt nothing. I felt empty. I felt like there was no point in whatever I did. I know you guys might be asking, hold on, what are you talking about? Like, this is important. I want you to take lesson from it. This is something most people won't tell you. We can talk about industry all they want, but this question, that after all this, how come I didn't feel anything? I had everything. Actually, at that time, I made the realization that you can have everything in the world, but if your connection with your Lord is not strong enough, as a Muslim, my connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if it wasn't strong enough, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Think about it. You guys know about Linkin Park, the rock star, or like the rock band, however you want to say it. Can I see a raise of hand? Anyone knows about Linkin Park? Okay. Yes, good. You guys still know about Linkin Park. Good. So Linkin Park, this was like a very good, they were really famous. And their songs were quite nice. I don't recommend listening to them anymore because music, I don't recommend or endorse music anymore. But at that time, I used to listen to them. And I saw that Chester Bennington, the person who was the lead singer, do you understand? He is the lead singer of one of the topmost band in the entire world. This person just committed suicide. I know this is a sensitive topic. But I was asking myself, like, what's going on? This guy had everything. And this is not the only one. I'm sure you guys know of a lot of people who had everything, but they just unalived themselves. And I was asking myself, what's going on? If they have everything, why did they feel empty? And of course, I wasn't suicidal, alhamdulillah, but I was empty. Nothing mattered to me anymore. And then I realized that the connection to your Lord matters that much more. You can have everything in the world, but if you're not close to your Lord, you're doing nothing in life. Why? Because it's in the Quran. You can check it out yourself. That we are here in this world to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are supposed to talk with him 5 times a day. And if I don't do that, if I don't connect with him, if I don't connect with the person who created me, who made me who I am, who gives all my rizq, who gives all my sustenance, who decides what's going to happen to me on every single day, who decides that I'm going to have air to breathe right now. What am I doing then if I don't connect with him? And that realization was very, very important to me. And at that moment, I realized, and I started to focus on the one who created me. And let me tell you, my life changed. My life changed. Many of you might be wondering, like, okay, Mr. Aswad has studied in a lot of different places. He has a lot of experience, and like he was a superstar. like, why is he in Bangladesh and he is teaching at a university in Bangladesh? I had this question. I'm not belittling Bangladesh. I think Bangladesh has a lot of potential. There are a lot of potential in Bangladesh. The people, you can't imagine how much talented people are here in Bangladesh. But the question is, why am I here? Why am I not in Google or Microsoft or any of the top FANG companies or Tesla? This question will come up again, and I'll reply to you later on. Now let's go to the next stage. So here I am at Vitrox. By the way, you can see the way I'm actually taking this conversation is not the normal conversations you have. You might be, and I'm not showing you a slide, but the points that I'm trying to give here, trust me, they're very relevant to you. So after from Vitrox, and then I realized that I want to move on. I want to do my master's because I thought I should go to the academic line. That's something that I always wanted to do. So then I went to University of Waterloo. So University of Waterloo is like among the top 5 universities in Canada. And there I worked with flying cars. And overall, like I had about like $56,400 worth of scholarship, alhamdulillah. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mashallah. There's nothing to brag. I'm doing the things that you can get as well. If you guys have any questions, does anyone have a question? Did anyone raise hand? No, okay. All right. So at Waterloo, you'll see my score here. I want you to focus on the score. It's 90%. At UTM, it was 3.91. It's 98%. Sir, what happened? Is Waterloo harder than UTM? No. No. Then how come your score is 90%? Honestly speaking, I never bothered with the score. You see all the marks that I lost? That's because of late submission. I didn't give a damn. You'd be like, hold on a minute. You just lose your marks for late submission and you didn't give a damn what's going on. The thing is, I can score, alhamdulillah. Scoring is not the problem. But I also wanted to do something for my soul. You'll see I joined a lot of yes, I was the president of the University of Waterloo Toastmasters Club. I was session coordinator for CPPCon and C++ now. But at the same time, I worked at the University of Waterloo MSA, Muslim Student Association. And I also worked with a number of Islamic organizations because I wanted to be a part of them. Like I said, I want to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's my first goal. And I had a wonderful time. I loved it. The place, the Waterloo, my experiments went very well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it easy for me. You can see my thesis there if you want. So like the flying cars, I made an entire Unity system where you can fly the flying cars with 3 separate types of controller. I did all the integrations. The entire environment was made by me. All the corrections, all the automation, VR integration, everything, just me. And I did a really good job. I can give a pat myself on the back for this because I was really happy with the results that I got. And I also joined like VR hackathon. So VR hack, we got the first place. I was the team lead champion. We were the champion for this project. $5,000. Another competition we went, we got this first runner up, second place. This one also team lead. And this was another competition. We were the top 2 in the track. And this was my studies and blah, blah, blah. So Waterloo was great as well. But afterwards, when I was doing my, almost finishing my studies, I went back to Malaysia because my parents were in Malaysia. And I was finishing my thesis back then. And that's when I got married. So I got married in Bangladesh. Long story, I don't want to go about my whole personal life. But I got married in Bangladesh and I realized that I'm going to have my first son. That's then. Okay, by the way, guys, I know all of you are not Muslims, and that's fine. I'm just giving you some perspectives. Please take what's relevant to you. There is no like take whatever is relevant to you. And I'm giving you my thought process of why I did what I did. So think from your perspective, what would you like to take? There is no compulsion that you have to take what I said or this is the right way. No, but I'm just telling you what it is from my side. So I realized that I'm going to have my first son, alhamdulillah. And then I started to wonder, do I want to go back to Canada? Normally, every single one would tell you that, yes, I want to go to Canada. I want my child to have Canadian passport. I said no. I don't want my son to have a Canadian passport. Why not? Like, what's going on? The thing is, when you're thinking about your jobs or where you're going to live, you always think about how can you have the betterment of living, the best possible living conditions. But we don't think about at what place is my soul will be nourished as well. We don't take that into consideration at all. And that is a big problem. Think about it. Let's say someone from the Chinese community. You guys have your own clubs. And when you are there, when you're speaking with someone who speaks your language, when you're there and you guys have the same taste of food, you like something and your friend also likes the exact same thing. Doesn't that make you feel related? Doesn't that make you feel warm inside and you feel like, yeah, this is where I belong? And the truth is, in Canada, yes, the people are very friendly. I have to give it to them. They're very friendly. The Canadians and even the Muslim communities and all the people that I found. In Canada, most of the people are very friendly. But they're not like per se my people. No racism or anything. It's just that the way I live, the way my traditions are, it's not the same. Think about it. If I want to practice my religion here, like in Malaysia, it's really nice. You guys have 3 separate races and you guys are just hand in hand. Allah Mabarak. I really appreciate it. And I really applaud this. I respect what you guys have. But it's not the same everywhere because in Canada, Muslims are not majority. So if I go there, I can't find halal food everywhere. There are places there's no halal food. And even the places where they have halal food, they're mixing and matching on the same plate. They're cooking on the same stove, a pig, and they're cooking halal chicken on the same stove right after one another. What about practicing my religion? What about my prayers? Friday, we have like exams. And I had people who couldn't come to the Friday prayer. You guys, every one of you know that how much of an importance is given to Friday prayer. People can't go to Friday prayers. Is that okay? No. And truth be told, this is in September 2023. Then in October, the October 7th happened. You guys know the entire story about the Palestine genocide. And when I started to see that, it was very clear to me that there are only 2 sides. Either you're at the side of the Palestinians or you're not. It's not a fight about race, fight about religion. It's not a fight about religion. It's about choosing the side of humanity or not. And to me, I realized, you know what? Nah. I don't think Canada is on the side that I want to be. Because from the government side, US, Canada, they are all supporting the genociders. Why would I want to be a part of them? Why would I want my children to grow up there? And I'm telling this to all of you. You guys are studying now. One day you're going to finish your studies and you're going to get married and you're going to have kids, inshallah. And you have to think, where do you want your child to grow up? So next time when you're thinking of your career goals and your career trajectories, keep that in mind as well. having a nice house is great, but having a nice house with interest is not. If you can't buy something with your own money, don't buy it. If any one of you have used buy now, pay later, you know what I'm talking about. You will be forever in debt. And from the Islamic perspective, that doesn't matter as well. Look, from the Islamic perspective, it's very clear. Like if you take interest, you're waging war against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his prophet. So no, having the so-called lifestyle in Canada didn't seem so lucrative to me at all. And I thought I want to do something for my people in Bangladesh. So that's the thought process, and that's why I'm in Bangladesh right now. I am teaching at a university in Bangladesh. And when I teach them, it makes me feel good. I am teaching my people. If I just take from my country and never give back, what am I doing? So if any of you want to go out, it's fine, go out. But also make sure somehow, whatever the way is, try to give back to your country as well. So right now I'm back to Bangladesh, and here I am. So these are the main things with regards to my life. Now I'm gonna actually talk about a few things that you can work on. Let's go one by one. One thing that I already mentioned is the connection to your Lord matters way more than you think. Second point, family comes first. I spent some time on it. I'm telling again. Let me clarify on this. You guys will be in the industry. You will be in situation where you're like, oh my God, I need to be stay at the company until 9 o'clock at night. This is the clear and honest truth. And you can judge it yourself when you go out in the industry. The industry don't give a damn about you. Sorry for being blunt. The industry don't give a damn about you. If you can do the work, they pay you for it. I am not mentioning any particular company. Remember, it's a business. It's not a family reunion. It's a business. A business gives you money and you get work done. As engineers, our only job is to solve problems. That's it. Your only job is to solve problems. If there is no problem, we don't need you. Many of you are worried about AI and you're wondering how that's going to impact your life. And you're like, if I'm going to get a job or something. Guys, as long there are problems, you will have job. That's it. Like, full stop. There's nothing else to talk about on this. You're going to get your job, inshallah. Just do your part so that you are a good candidate who can actually solve problems. So if you can solve problem, you're going to get a job, no problem. If you can solve very complicated problems, you're going to get better jobs with better pay. Great. Also communication-wise, if you can talk, if you can't sell yourself, if you have done a lot of things but you can never show, then what's the point? But anyway, you can do the job, you can solve problems, you get money. But remember what I said? The companies don't give a damn about you. Why? If tomorrow they really need to cut like a lot of the people because the company cannot stay afloat with this many people, they're just going to cut you off. And this is nothing personal. A company has to run by itself. What is it supposed to do? Keep you there if they can't afford you? Why am I telling you this? Sometimes we give so much importance to our work that we forget that we have a family. Sometimes you give so much importance to your study that you forget that you have your mom and dad at home who are waiting for a call from you that you never gave. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Talk to them. Give time to your family. Give time to your parents. Because give time to your siblings. Because at the end of the day, these are the people who really cared for you, who really care about you. And you can have another job, but you can't get the time back with your parents, with your siblings. Now, let's say they're not married, they don't have a lot of responsibilities. It's much easier for you and your sibling to go to Langkawi and have a trip together, or you, your sibling, and your parents to go for a trip together. When you have a big family, you can't have those long trips. You have to think a lot more. You can, but it's very difficult. Go for those trips. Enjoy your time with your family. I'm not saying don't study or don't work. I'm just saying make a good balance. If every day your company is just telling you, no, you got to stay until 9 o'clock, no, you got to stay until 9 o'clock, and you're not giving to your family, time to your family day after day after day after day, remember this company is going to cut you off the moment they don't need you or the moment they can have a replacement. But your family, they won't. Even if you fail, they will take you back. So who should we really value? The question is to you. Ask yourself that. And remember, family comes first. Next point. Another thing that I want to give a little bit of focus on. I know industry-wise, you might be like, sir, why are you not talking about technical stuff? You can ask 10 questions to ChatGPT. They might give you a better answer than me. Of course, I'm going to give you a little bit of the idea of like with regards to study, how you can study better. I have some pointers on that, but that comes later. We can talk about this afterwards. Another thing that I want you guys to learn, the things that I'm telling, most people won't tell you like this. And I like to be as honest as I can. Like I said, there is nothing for me to prove here. I'm not getting paid for this. Like I didn't ask for money either, but I'm not getting paid for this. The only reason I'm here is I want you guys to learn something. I just want to share my experience so you can make your life better. If it helps anyhow, I have done my job. So the third point that I want to give you guys is remember everyone that you meet on the left and the right and the front and the center, everyone has a good side. Everyone has a good side. Okay, Mr. Oswald, we understand, but everyone has a bad side too. Hold on. We all have bad sides. That's fine. And your aunties or your gossiping friends are going to talk about those every day anyway. I think let them talk about that. We don't have time for those. Instead of that, we should be focusing on what good do we have? What can we learn from each other? Let's say Mr. Faiz Farhan, he really likes to wake up early in the morning. And he's always adamant and he always wakes up early in the morning. At night, he's the first one to go to sleep. And 5 people will be saying, oh, come on, man, come on, just stay awake a bit more. Why do you have to go to sleep so early? And everyone can complain about that he doesn't spend time with us. He doesn't play Dota with us. He can tell that. People can tell that. But maybe you can ask yourself, but you know what? Faiz is doing a good job. I mean, if he goes to sleep early in the morning, he can wake up early in the morning. And his circadian rhythm, like the point that he is waking up early the same time every day, his whole body will be better. He's gonna have a much better time, and his health will be better. So he can focus more on his studies. You know what? I should do that. You see someone that this person, they always ask question in the class. People are like, oh my God, come on, man. Come on, Chris, you don't have to ask this question right now. Come on. Let's finish the class. But Chris is definitely going to ask that question. But you know that Chris is going to ask that question. The truth is, isn't that what you're supposed to do? One interesting thing about me is when I barely studied, other than like right before exam, I barely studied for any subject. You'll be like, hold on, How did you score then? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to me. Okay, sure. I also worked hard, but how did I do it? One of the thing is I used to study actively. What's active study? In class, my job was, in my mind, my job was when the teacher is teaching, I want to ask the most critical question that I can possibly think of. Not a competition with anyone else, but I have to ask the most critical question that I can possibly think of. If possible, I should try to stop my lecturer, that they are startled, they don't know what to do. Of course, UTM lecturers, most of them, they're very good. So most of them, you can't stop them. But I try. Why? When you think about asking the most critical questions, you need to understand the basics. Because if you don't understand A, B, C, D, you cannot ask a question about an essay. So when you think about asking critical questions, you try to understand the basics. And when every single time your teacher is teaching you something, you ask, okay, why is it like that? How come for PID the derivative is given some given importance? Why? Why don't I just use PI? Why do I have to use D? Why do I have to use like all three? Okay, for robotics, how come everyone just uses Arduino? Why don't we use something else? How come people use FPGA? Like if we already have Arduinos, why do we use FPGA? Okay, we are learning like assembly language, but do we need assembly language? Where do I need assembly language? Okay, is the sir teaching it assembly language in this way? Does it have to be like this? Why don't I try to rotate it and put it there? Will that work? Ask those questions in your mind. And when you have those questions, speak out loud. When you have a good question, speak out loud. When you have a reasonably good question, speak out loud. What about dumb questions? If you really don't know, speak out loud. Why? Because your lecturer has been, let's say he has been teaching the same subject for 15 years. And he doesn't know, like he doesn't remember that you don't know this, you haven't learned this for 15 years. And he's just like going like, yeah, this is how it is. We are gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what? I don't know what's going on. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna ask a question. My friends are not asking anything. Maybe all of them knows what's going on. Guess what? Your friend don't know either. You didn't ask. Your friend never asked. You thought your friend knew, and your friend thought you knew. Guess what? No one knew. And this is very common. This is very common. Don't fall for that trap at all, please. If you have a question, ask it. If you have a question, there's a very good possibility your friends don't know either. In my class, if people had questions, they would just look at me because they would know that I'll be asking the question anyway. So try to ask questions. Active participation, that matters. Okay, talking about good sides again. Try to learn from whoever you see. If you see a cleaner doing a good job cleaning the washrooms, acknowledge that. Appreciate that. If you see them, okay, thank you for doing what you're doing. Doesn't take much, but trust me, if you do good for others, it will come back to you. How? No one knows. It will come back. That's for sure. So that's another thing. Try to always find the good in others. Now, another thing that I will be talking about is the best way to study. I have some tips for you with regards to that. But before that, I was told by Mr. Abu Bakr that they wanted to have a short break. Do you guys want to take a break? Or should we continue? I'm okay taking a break.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Azwar.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We can take a short break. We can take a short 5-minute break now, if it's okay with Mr. Azwar.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
All right. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Azwad.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Whenever you're ready, we can continue with your session lah.
Okay. All right, guys. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about is with regards to like leveling up. Leveling up, how do you actually proceed with it? What are the possibilities, and how do you actually handle it? Because many of the times you're going to be in a situation where you're like, okay, I want to manage my time well, but I don't know how. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up one of the videos of Thomas Frank, and you're going to look there. You're going to spend like 2 hours, 3 hours watching productivity videos going nowhere. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't waste your time like that. We always say we want to be productive, but we waste a lot of time. So what I have here, I will try to actually make it as simple as possible. So this is like almost my way of working. I'm going to tell you what I use for what I use and why I use them. Task management, you can use Todoist. It's easy. You can just open up and just put your tasks. Whatever pops up in your mind, none of the tasks that you thought about should be in your head. It should be in Todoist. Why? You're freeing up your brain space. Our brain is really great at processing stuff. Remembering, we are bad at it. Please don't. Whatever things you have, whatever tasks you have, put it on Todoist. But, sir, what about like ideas? It's just, you said only about tasks. If you have ideas, you put it in Notion. If you never use Notion, you can check how, like building a second brain, that's one, or Thomas Frank's Ultimate Brain 3.0. If you can get it, that's awesome. Ultimate Brain 3.0 is really nice if you can access it. It's a bit expensive. I don't know if you can find another source or anything. Or you can have your own system. You can create your own, no problem. Notion is quite nice for that. Any ideas, put it in Notion. You can check this guy out. His name is Tiago Forte. Tiago Forte has a concept called building a second brain. It is very nice. You guys can see my screen properly, right? Are you guys here?
Yes,
Anyone?
we can see your screen.
Okay.
Can see Mr.
So okay. So you can check Tiago Forte's Building a Second Brain. It actually explains how you can store all your possible information in Notion in a way that you can always access it back. Thomas Frank already implemented it in Ultimate Brain 3.0. The actual price of Ultimate Brain 3.0 is quite expensive, but you can find some alternatives or stuff. But this concept is really nice. It will make your life a lot easier because many of you in third years or fourth years, you don't remember what you studied in your first year, and maybe you lost your notes. How do you get it back? If you actually have those notes in Notion and it's organized in a way that you can always find that information back, that's like a second brain. That's the main idea. It's very nice. So you can check out Notion for your ideas and brain management. Event management. Event is anything that's time-based. If it's time-based, you can either put it to Google Calendar or if you want to connect it to your Notion calendar, that's fine as well. Just use one of the calendars. Time-based events should be there. Tasks that are not time-based, you can just use Todoist. Digital file management. Many of you don't have a consolidation of all your data. like your passport, and every time they ask you for your driver's license, you have to find that, you scramble and figure out where your driver's license soft copy is, or your metric card scanned copy. You should have everything sorted out. Should you should you use Google Drive for that? I will not endorse directly. You can use Google Drive. You can have the most important things in your Google Drive. That's fine as well. Or you can have a backup in your own file directory locally that you can access anytime, but it should be very nicely organized. For this, you can, I forgot this guy, Jeff Su, I think his name. That guy is very nice with regards to this kind of pointers. With regards to email management, use whatever you use. Time management, some people use Rise. It actually runs on the background of your desktop, and it tries to like see, okay, how much time you spent actually on which app. So let's say you're supposed to be coding, it's gonna check whether you're in your coding app or not. If you are, great. If you're not, it will hold you to it. And lastly is Calendly. The free version is quite nice. It can be quite useful. So the Calendly app, let's say you guys are trying to figure out what time it will work for all of you. Calendly can be considered. Or let's say you want to set an appointment. Normally, Calendly makes your life quite easier for that. The premium version has a lot more features, but the general version will do. This will make your life quite easier if you use them properly. Another thing that I would like to share with you guys is we don't really use Excel the way we should. Of course, you can use Notion and other softwares as well, but sometimes Excel is enough to get the job done. What do I mean by that? And let's say you have 3 courses this semester. Of course, you guys have like 5. For the time being, let's just say course 1, course 2, course 3. Okay. Now, all courses have tests. Let's say you have test 1, test 2, you have assignment. Let's say you have final exam. The thing is, if you actually know what are your the marks breakdown for each of them, and if you can tick it off, like if you have one dashboard, let's say, where you have all your information, then your life can be a lot more easier. Let me show you. So if I have this, I do this, you just, mark it out like that, make this bold, make this bold. Now you can have checkboxes. Just insert a checkbox. So if you finish this, you can tick it off. If you have like a smart board or a summary board where you can have all those things noted down, you can keep track of what's happening in all your classes. Because some of the times you're really lost. Like, okay, have I finished this? Okay, what do I focus on next? If you actually have them all listed down, and then you can just do this very nicely. And the fun part is Excel has a lot of interesting thing as well. For example, here, you can have conditional formatting. So using conditional formatting, let me just try to show it to you. So if you use conditional formatting, let's say if the text is exactly, so if it's checked, it's true. So if I do this and say done, so if you click on it, it becomes green. So I know, okay, this is done. So it's a very simple thing, but it can make your life so much easier. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Okay, I have assignment and final exam left. If you have like a very small dashboard where you can keep track of all of it, trust me, it's very simple, but it will help you so much, so much. And what about your links? Many of the times your tabs will not be in the right place. I don't know why we don't do that. Okay, for me, I have other methods to do it. But let's say you have a particular link for each of the classes. You can have a shortcut in your desktop. which has the link. So it takes you straight to your class. You don't have to search for it every single time. Try to make your life as easy as you can. Let's say course 1, I can have this as a link. I can put whatever link I want. So that can make my life a lot easier. So I highly recommend that you guys actually use some sort of dashboard that you make, your custom dashboard that can keep track of your progress. And by now you already know like what are the important things, like what are the times that you have to really study. I know we don't study all the time. If some of you tell that, yeah, I study all day, uh, many few actually does that. Most people don't. And that's fine. If you study actively in class, for the exams, if you prepare properly, before exam, if you study properly, and if you know when to study, like, okay, my midterm is coming, I don't want to do anything. It can make your life a lot easier. So try to, like, at the start of the semester, you already know the entire schedule for the entire semester. Sometimes we'll, like, I don't know right now, does UTM give like a whole year schedule, or do they give only a semester schedule, like the timetable?
You mean the calendar?
Yeah, the calendar. Is it for the whole year?
Yeah, is it for the whole year? By the way, it's good to say that 26, 27 is just new. Was added on the website.
Oh,
Even the
perfect,
next
perfect.
year's, the next year's calendar is available now.
Oh, great. Thank you, Mr. Abdul Rahman. So yeah, so here's the thing. You already have the calendar. You don't have to do this every day. Just sit once, do this for the entire year, 2026 to 2027. What are the main timelines? Okay, when are the midterms? When are the finals? Which dates you have government holidays? So that will be a holiday. When's the, let's say, Hari Raya? So that time will be a holiday. Like, mark those things down. Because if you do, you already know the times that you really need to focus on. And check your calendars. This will make your life so much easier. And one more thing, if you, let's say, okay, Mr. Aswad, you have talked about a lot of study related stuff. What about like extracurricular activities? We saw you did a lot of extracurricular activities. How did you do that? Weekends. Most of us, if we have a weekend, either we are going to waste our time playing games, or we are going to waste our time just sleeping in our dorm. Not worth it. Not worth your time. What can you do? If you have a weekend, if there is an event, whatever the event is, go. Like, sir, whatever the event, why should I go to any event? Here's the thing. In our life, you guys have Baskin Robbins. You know that in Baskin Robbins, the ice cream shop, there are, how many flavors of ice cream do you think? Like, has anyone been to Baskin Robbins? Can someone tell me, like, how many flavors of ice cream you saw? Estimate, roughly. 31. Okay, Mr. Adib said 31. So 31 different flavors of ice cream. If I ask any of you, okay, which flavor of ice cream do you like? How many of you would say vanilla? Come on, guys, raise your hands. I want to see, like, how many chooses vanilla. We have 3. Okay, 3 people said vanilla. What about chocolate? How many would choose chocolate? Only 2 people said chocolate? Okay, 3. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, good. I would also choose chocolate. I love chocolate. Okay, great. Thank you. So vanilla and chocolate. Many of you, I don't think, are responding either. So let's say, okay, durian. Okay, durian is people love durian. Anyone love durian flavored Baskin Robbins, like ice cream? It's okay if you want to raise your hand. It's fine. Okay, no. So butterscotch. Anyone butterscotch? All right, Mr. Fuad, I'm taking his, gonna take butterscotch. Fine. So here's the thing, guys. When you think about like choosing an ice cream at Baskin Robbins, we have 31 choices, but most of us will choose vanilla, chocolate. No, we don't even have butterscotch. Let's say strawberry. We choose this all the same, like these three flavors are very few flavors that we choose. But if I ask, let's say, Mr. Samir Zaman or Mr. Nizwan, have you really tried the other ice creams? And you're gonna say, no, sir, I haven't. But how do you know that you won't like those other flavors? What if on your deathbed you have passed like 70 years in this life and you have done so many things in this life, and after all that someone actually brought to you the durian flavored ice cream and you tasted it and it tasted like heaven, and you're like, oh my god, what have I done? Why haven't I tasted this ice cream all these years? I could have had this ice cream every single time I went there, but all I did was have vanilla. It's very possible. It's very much possible. The thing is, we have so many different flavors, but we never tasted those, and we don't know what we like. Just because you're studying in mechatronics or just because you're studying in electronics or electrical doesn't mean that everything that you will be doing after you finish your studies is directly electrical. Someone from electrical might like robotics. They might do control. Possible. Someone from electrical might be doing software engineering. Possible. Someone from mechanical or someone from mechatronics might be working as a businessman. Like he's the founder of a company and he's handling business. But if you never went to a workshop, if you never tried that, how would you know what you like? So the reason I'm telling this to you guys, try different flavors of ice cream when you're at university. What's the different flavors of ice cream? Different workshops, different events. You're from electrical. Why do I have to go for a business event? Why do I have to go to a hackathon or a business startup? Go there, learn what they know. Maybe you're gonna make a lot of new friends, and you're gonna learn something new. Maybe this is what you will be using after you finish your studies. So my personal recommendation, use the weekends. You might be saying, sir, I don't have enough money to go to those events. It's expensive. Can't tell me that. The thing is, if you have like the normal money that you have for your everyday food expenditure, normally that's enough to go for an event. Let's say 3 days event, it's gonna cost you 3 days food, let's say plus 20 ringgit. The thing is, most of these events are highly subsidized. And if you go to these events, you can learn like so much. And at the same time, they give you free food, like not just 3 times a day. Sometimes they give you snacks in between. You have so many people coming from so many places, like mentors from all around the country and from outside to help you out. You're going to make a lot of connections from the industry that you would have never made connections with if you never went to that event. So I highly recommend that you guys go for those competitions. Does it have to be inside UTM? Not at all. I'm telling you guys, each and every single event will matter somehow. You don't know how. Just join. I have spent my food money, that's all I had. Sometimes I was short of money, but I would spend my money. I invested my money on those events. And later on, after second year, I was already good enough to work as an RA, as a research assistant. And I worked as a research assistant for 2.5 years. And I got those money back. And because I was doing this early on, those investments helped me to get the job as well, alhamdulillah. So all these things connect. Try to utilize your weekends. Try to join as many events as you can. And then you will figure out what flavor of ice cream, okay, not ice cream, what flavor of skills that you really love. What do you really love to do? And you will be amazed with what you find out. And I just want you to, I just dare you to try it. And I'm telling you, you'll love it. I know initially it's very, very, very difficult. If you try to ask your friends to go with you, they're not going to go with you. That's fine. Go alone. You're like, sir, I don't want to go alone. I don't know them. That's fine. Because once you go there, you're going to meet someone who will be thinking like you. You'll be finding people who thinks like you.
I'm
Who
sorry
think
to
like, yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Azwat. I would like to inform
Yeah.
you that there's only remaining of 10 minutes left to your
I know.
session
I know.
before.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
Thank you, Mr. Azwat.
So, yeah, no problem. So you'll find a lot of people who think like you. And that matters. And I have made lots of connections that way as well. So please, if you are thinking of going to an event, sometimes you don't even know what the event is about. That's fine. I've been there as well. Go there. You're going to learn something new. You're going to make a lot of friends. And if you feel like, okay, you know what? I don't know what they're talking about. That's fine. Ask them, okay, I'm here to learn. I don't really know what's going on. Can you help me out? Trust me. If you tell that, people love to help out. People love to help out. So do that. And it will be very beneficial. And the last thing that I would like to tell you guys, whatever field you are in, whether you're thinking about your job or you're thinking of starting a business someday, you're thinking of going to the academic line, one question is, okay, the job market is bad or blah, blah, blah. What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. Here's a one-line pointer for you. Be so good that they cannot ignore you. I repeat, be so good that they cannot ignore you. That's it. If someone is trying to get like, if you're going for a competition, don't try to be like 1% or 10% better than your competitor. Think, how can I be doing double than what they're doing? You'll be like, sad, that's not possible. No, no, no. It is possible in many cases. Think very like, why am I telling you this? The world is not fair. And you cannot expect, let's say both of you have the same amount of skills and everything, but that person knows someone in the company and somehow he got the job and you didn't. And you can question, oh my God, why didn't I get it? I also had the same thing. You can complain all day long. The world's not going to reply back to you. It is what it is. So then how do you solve it? Be so good that they can't ignore you. Like, there's nothing specific, but this is an example. For the Chancellor's Award, I had joined so many events and I had so many awards that it was very difficult to ignore me even if they wanted to. Alhamdulillah, they didn't. But even if they wanted to ignore me, my competitors couldn't be on the same line. So what do? Like, you always have to have that upper hand in life, wherever you go. If you study so hard that no one can ignore you. If you are going for like sprint, like be the best in sprint. Always try to be so good that the other people feel demotivated looking at you. Make them demotivated when they look at you. You do that much. Because once you do that much, it's not a competition anymore. It's not a fair game anymore. You don't want it to be fair. I'm not saying like sabotage someone else, but be so good that no one can tell you anything anymore. And that's the only way. That's the best way you can like work with your life. And the last thing, okay, I'm saying last thing again and again, but one last thing to tell. each and everyone of us here have a different circumstance. We have very different lifestyle. We have very different families. We have very different upbringing, and it's none of our fault. We are where we are because God put us in where we are. But it's said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we are here because, and whatever situation you're in, you are able to handle it. God doesn't give you more than you can handle, first of all. And secondly, if you are like preparing accordingly, trust me, you don't have to worry. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Don't try to compare yourself with anyone else. Try to see where you are right now, how you can be the better version of yourself compared to today or yesterday. Just do that. You don't have to compare yourself with anyone. But the fun part is, if you do that, you can always see that improvement. And when you compare yourself with you will always be fair about it because it's just you with the same circumstances. And I wish you guys all the best. Feel free to connect with me. You guys can Google my name, Azwad Abe, then you guys will find me just fine. So just find us, Google me, you'll find me. All the links, first 3 pages are just me. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I have like about 7,800 connections that can help you out in the long run, inshallah. And if you guys have any particular questions, you can ask me here. And if you have any other questions, you can put it on the LinkedIn. I'll try to reply back to you with voice message if possible. Thank you for having me. And I wish you guys all the best, not just for this life and the hereafter as well. I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you a good time, the best of times, along with your family and in your work. And with that being said, thank you for having me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Azwad, for the meaningful and motivating sharing session. Your experiences and guidance will surely benefit all participants as they prepare themselves for their future careers. We are now open for a Q&A session. Please feel free to ask any question in the comment section.
I'm just leaving my profiles here. So if you guys have anything, feel free to join me, connect with me. Yes, any question? Guys, you guys don't even have any dumb questions? Okay. Maybe not a dumb question, a good question, inshallah. What skill do most fresh graduates lack but industry need? Communication. Most fresh graduates are bad at communication. I have seen people who are extremely talented. I tried to connect them with the higher level managers, and like it was horrible because they couldn't speak, they couldn't communicate. They know so much. They can do the job of 3 people, but they can communicate. So communication is very, very important. If you're not good with it, if you can sell yourself that, okay, this is why you should hire me, even if you have a lot of things, how do you actually show that? A lot of the students miss that. Please try to work on that. Does it worth planning to get an academic award like the Chancellor's Award? No. You don't aim for the Chancellor's Award. I didn't aim for the Chancellor's Award. I did what I had to do to be the best of what I can be. And along the way, when the Chancellor's Award option came up, I'm like, okay, why not? Why did they just apply? I have the potential to apply for it. Because if you just aim for Chancellor's Award, once you get it, it's done. But if you feel like, no, I want to be the best version I can, I'm going to be the best in everything I can, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that, trust me, you'll have a very different box to work with. Chancellor's Award is a byproduct. We don't aim for that. Okay, going to the workforce, what is the importance of business knowledge compared to technical knowledge? Depends on exactly what position you're going for. If you're going for a mid to high level company, then you don't really need to know much about business. You should be only worried about technical knowledge. If you're going to a startup or a very small company, then you do need some business knowledge because you have to shuffle quite a lot. Or if you're starting a business, let's say, of course, you need the business knowledge. I would still recommend everyone to just join those business competitions, see how they handle it. At least your communication will be better, and you'll know how to work with different people. Like it's not just technical people that you have to handle in the real life. So you have to talk with the business people. You have to collaborate with them. So if you can collaborate right now in the university, you already have the experience. So it becomes much easier for you once you go to the workforce to work with them. How to improve communication skills? Join either, I would say join Toastmasters. Debate club, you can, but I would personally recommend here's the thing. I'll clarify. Okay, we can go a little bit further, right? 10:35. I'm assuming yes. I'll just gonna continue. So, so for the debate club, the reason I'm not mentioning debate club directly, one of the bad habits that I initially had, because I used to debate a lot, is debate is all about winning an argument. Life is not about winning arguments. In life, you want to reach to the truth. Sometimes it will be in your side, sometimes it will be in the other side. You should be open to discussions, not debate, so that you can get to the truth. Because otherwise, just quarreling, what's the point of it? Debate helps you to understand those perspectives, but you must always keep it in mind. Your goal is to reach to the truth, not win an argument. Okay. You gain valuable. Another thing for improving communications. So if you guys have presentations, try to present in the presentations. You might not be the best early on, but as you do it again and again and again, you're gonna get better at it. So if you have the opportunity, don't miss that. You get valuable industry experience before heading to the University of Waterloo for your master's. Would you recommend fresh graduates graduates work in the industry first, or is it better to jump straight into postgraduate studies? The reason I actually went to the industry before going for my master's is because I tried to follow Dr. Young. I saw, you guys know, Prof. Young Chefai. He's really awesome. I really love that guy. He's really, really good. I really like respect him, and I would love to be like him. And one of the things that I learned from is he has a lot of industry experiences. So I thought if I just go straight for masters with no experience in the real industry, am I gonna be a good academician? And the answer was no. I needed some industry experience to be a great academician. That's why I joined the industry. But it's not always that you must follow this route. You can go to this route if you feel like it. If you feel like you have the potential to go straight for masters, you can do that. There is no hard restrictions for this. But it's not a bad idea. But here's the thing: if you go to the industry, many people never come back. It's really hard to shift. Alhamdulillah, I have done this many times. I keep on just jumping around. I can do that, but many people just get stagnant and they can never move. So if you go to the industry and you wanted to be an academician, but due to life, you just ended up in the industry, it can be quite troubling. So if you think you have the like mental capacity to jump back again, like earning a lot of money and becoming poor again, going to the masters, sure. If you feel like no, that might be a bit difficult, and you want to finish your masters and you want to continue your academic career, then go for it. No problem. Did you feel burned out participating in all these events and competitions? How do you mitigate that feeling? Yes, I got burnt out many times, many times. How do you do that? I always try to think, what's my current priority? Handle that. And I had a time in my second year where I used to sleep on the floor. I took my mattress and I slid it to the wall. I connected, put it to the wall. I'm not going to use the mattress. And then I used to sleep on the floor. Why? So that I sleep less, because it was very like hectic for me. And I lost a lot of sleep. Most of the exams, final exams, I never slept. None of my mathematics exam I slept before going to the exam. How do you mitigate the failing? Make sure that your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is great. Pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one He gives. No one else does. Not your teacher, not your seniors, not you. So make sure, ask God for guidance and ask His help. Trust me, having those 5 prayers really helps. How do you divide and organize your day, entertaining every aspects like study, extracurricular, competition? Competition and extracurricular, weekends. Weekends are competitions and extracurricular. Study on normal days. If I join a club, those clubs on normal days. Extracurricular and competitions on the weekends. If you try to maintain weekends for those, because weekends we don't study, other than the midweek and final week, you will have no problem, inshallah. What exactly motivated you to be hyperactive and not get any cold feet? There's no scope in becoming cold feet, guys. Our parents spent a lot of money on us, and we have come to this world to give something great. I strongly believe that all of you have different potentials that are still not explored, and if you give your time to it, if you work on it, you can be something really great. And I really believe that all of us have that potential. It's not about motivation, it's about knowing that Allah has given each and every one of us something special. And if I don't make the use of it, then why was I given it? And if I don't make the use of it, have I actually become the best person that I could have become? And that's the question. And we need to answer that question to ourselves first, then to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever you have, just try from your side to do whatever you can. And remember, just because someone else is doing better in something and you are not scoring or doing as well as them, doesn't mean that you are not becoming better. Doesn't mean that you are not improving. And if you actually give your time and mind to it, you can. But the process is slow. The issue is in real life, most of the things that are bad for us gives instant gratification. If you play games, instant gratification. If you go to sleep, instant gratification. If you take that ice cream, instant gratification. But things that matter to us are long term. You cannot get instantly. For example, if I want to score well, I cannot just study today and I'm going to get a grade. No, you have to work for 4 months. If you want to get a chancellor's award, you have to do a lot more work. Do I see the result right away? Absolutely not. If you want to go to Jannah, can you go right now? No, you can't. You have to work for it. You have to pray. You have to do this. You can't do that. And at the very end, that's like a very delayed gratification. All the good things in life have delayed gratification. And all the things that are troubling, most of them, you'll see those are instant gratification. So try to avoid instant gratifications and try to think about long term and see, okay, how can I delay the reward? Because most of the delayed rewards are the best of rewards. Hopefully that answered the question. Anything else? If not, I have to go for another meeting.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I think that's all from the Q&A session. Thank you very much, Mr. Azwat. Before we end today's session, can we please take a photo with Mr. Azwat? All participants can turn on the cameras to join the photography session.
All right, so all participants, please open your camera for our photography session. All right, so I will take a screenshot in 1, 2. I see people adjusting their hair. Good job. Okay, in 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me take one more. 1, 2, 2. Okay, 3. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Azwar, and thank you, participants.
All right, take care, guys. Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon to you all. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. The attendance link for day one will now be shared in the chat section. Kindly fill in your attendance before leaving the platform. On behalf of the organizing committee of IET Fest 2026, we would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to all speakers and participants for joining today's program. We sincerely apologize for any shortcomings throughout the session. Thank you once again for your participation, and we look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow for another exciting session. Have a great day ahead, and goodbye and assalamu alaikum.